Attention lawn care pros. You're invited to the biggest event of the year, Entrepreneur Academy Live 2024. November 2nd in Novi, Michigan. Whether you're just starting or scaling up, this is the place to be. Join us for an action-packed day with expert sessions on cash flow management, business automation, client retention, marketing, and more. We've lined up an incredible roster of speakers to help you elevate your business, including Sam Rankin,
Pat Murray,
Ken Deemer,
Brian Fullerton,
Sam Gimbel,
Mark Bradley,
and Jeff Joyner. You'll network with like-minded pros, enjoy exciting giveaways, and get ready to take your business to new heights. Don't miss our Friday night mixer for some fun and camaraderie before we get down to business. And of course, that's not all. Extend your learning with our exclusive Sunday masterclass sessions on November 3rd. Limited to just 20 seats each, these in-depth 3-hour sessions feature Jeff Joyner,
Mark Bradley,
and Sam Gimbel. This is your chance to get personalized insights and strategies from the best in the business. Details on attending the masterclass sessions are available at LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com. There is an additional charge for these classes, and they will sell out fast. Tickets for the main event on Saturday are $249 until September 17th, then $297. Visit LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com to grab yours now and look into securing your spot for the masterclass sessions on Sunday. I'm telling you, don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to level up and connect with industry leaders. See you in Novi this November. There's a special link in the show description.
Thank you to our sponsors, Xmark, Boss, Short Track, and LMN.
Entrepreneur Academy Live 2024.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, today I wanted to talk about the grand promotion and the exciting announcement and release of Entrepreneur Academy Live 2024 tickets. And not only talk about that event, but also talk a little bit about Equip Expo 2024. Thought it'd be a good a podcast episode and topic to just do a little bit of a double tap. Forgive me if you guys have been with us for just a couple of years and you guys have heard the promotion before. I try not to go too thick on the excitement and the hype train, if you will. I just try to lay out the facts and you guys can decide what you want to do, what you want to attend or participate in or with. But, you know, for a lot of you guys that are brand new or maybe just coming around our platform the last 12, 18 months, maybe just getting the lay of the land, as I always say, you don't even know what is going on or what is available out there for you. And you don't know that just a couple of days ago, we dropped tickets to our homegrown show, the Entrepreneur Academy Live Conference in Novi, Michigan. Just last week, Wednesday, we dropped tickets. Huge promo, huge excitement, huge groundswell, whatever you want to call it. Better part of 90 plus tickets sold in that first day. 2 of the master classes sold out in a day. This is a big deal thing for us. So I did want to talk about it for just a couple of quick minutes here. And then not only that, I don't want that to eclipse Equip Expo, the largest trade show of the year for the green industry. And I also don't want the Equip Expo to eclipse what we got going on with Entrepreneur Academy Live. I will talk to you about the pros and cons of both, I guess, if there are any cons. Some people come to one or the other. Other folks attend both. But here's, I guess, my plea or my request or my suggestion is if you've never attended either, or you don't normally go to either, I encourage you to invite you to at least check out one, you know, this fall season. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your business, you owe it to your team, to your customers, you owe it to your family to go check out these events. They're put on for you, not the people hosting them, not the speakers, not the people organizing the trade show and the companies. They're already arguably successful. You know, I'll tell you guys that straight up. Mark Bradley does not need to go do another speaking engagement just to make sure LMN, you know, grows by an extra % next year. The dude's wealthy. He's made his money and he's going to invest his time, his energy, his expertise into us. And so I wanted to talk about that for just a couple of quick minutes, okay? Toro's going to do billions and billions of dollars worth of sales, whether pretty much anybody listening into this whole podcast combined does or doesn't go buy a Toro mower tomorrow. Toro is still going to be a multi-billion-dollar company, right? So they do it for you, right? At the end of the day, some people treat a crumb like a feast. Some people treat a feast like a crumb. I will tell you in my journey, and especially the entrepreneurship journey I've had the last 6, 7, 8 years, I'm incredibly grateful for these conferences and these events. All right. So don't think that this is just somebody to get you there. It is for you. And if you have the right attitude receiving that, you can realize that there's some huge opportunities and some huge blessings available to you if you want to plug in. Okay. So no hard pitch here by any means, but I do want to talk about both just so you guys can understand a little bit more about what you have access to. And I think it'll be pretty awesome. That being said, we're going to hear from today's show sponsors and announcements. And then we're going to come back, talk a little bit more about Launchpreneur Academy Live 2024 and Equip Expo. Hang tight. We'll come right on back. Kujo. Kujo. You know the name. Now experience this incredible work shoe for yourself. Hey guys, Brian here. And just a few years ago, I wondered why there wasn't some lightweight, functional shoe for the lawn care industry. A couple of weeks later, I get a message from this new company, Kujo Yardwear, letting me know about a new shoe they created for lawn care pros. We tried them out, put them to work, and the rest, they say, is history. The guys and I love Kujos because they are lightweight, breathable, super comfortable, and keep our feet dry. No more running shoes with flimsy support and soaked socks due to the morning dew or a passing spring shower. Kujo Yardwear is a family-owned company. Sean and Kelsey are a brother-sister team, and they seriously care about offering the best products for our industry. Check them out at kujo.com. That's Kujo.com. And don't forget to use the Brian's 10 code to save 10% on your next order. Get a pair for you and a pair for your crew. You'll be so happy that you did. All right, guys. Well, let's jump on into it here. Very excited about bringing you guys the latest and greatest of Launchpreneur Academy and Equip Expo. Now, again, if you guys have heard this conversation, maybe this promotion before, forgive me. I'll try to keep it fresh. I'll try to keep it fun, maybe hit it a little bit different way. But I will tell you what, it's probably going to be running it back because I don't really know any other way to promote something that's the same thing, but better, right? It's always better. It's growing, and there's always new speakers and sponsors, and that's what keeps it fresh. There's always new growth at your company. So the stuff that you learned last year and you applied and, got under your belt, and then the stuff you grew and expanded on, and now your company is larger this year, you're going to be looking and searching for different things, and different things are going to relate to you, both at Equip Expo and LAL for that matter. And so as we progress and as we all grow, and we're all on this journey together, the conferences speak differently to you. The trade shows speak differently to you. The networking speaks differently to you. There's different resources available to you that have different value on them now, right? As you get bigger and a larger company, or maybe have some employees or some different administrative tasks or responsibilities or headaches, right? So on and so on. As we continue to grow, we're growing with you, and the conference is growing with you guys, and hopefully the trade show at Equip Expo as well. So let's just talk about really quick, the high level. First off, we have Equip Expo, and don't quote me on the dates, but I think it's October 15th through the 18th. That's hosted in Louisville, Kentucky. That is the Super Bowl green industry, what would you call it, landscaping and trade show. Actually, they co-host with Hardscape North America, HNA, and that is a hardscaping conference, and that is all pretty much in tandem. One show gets you access to the other show with one ticket, I should say. They're both co-located in the same Kentucky Exposition Center, the KEC, the Kentucky Fairgrounds. A lot of you guys have actually been there over the years. There's a lot of network marketing businesses that host at the Louisville, Kentucky KEC. There's real estate conferences. There are national companies that have their trade show and conferences there. What else? I've seen, if you actually go to the website, you can see the roster of things that get hosted there. It's actually really, really cool. And they actually have real-time cameras usually in the Mega Bowl, Super Bowl, whatever they call it, conference stadium. So you can always see what's going on for a venue. I've seen over the years, there's been different concerts. It's a little nuanced thing I found on the website a long time ago, but you can see like literally a real estate conference going on. That's why I know. You can see the real estate conference thing going on. You can see concerts from, rappers and musicians and singers, which is actually really cool. And it's just kind of like a stitched together little trail cam webcam that they have like in the rafters, just as a fun little like peek inside. It's actually kind of cool. A lot of things are out there like that. Like weather stations, by the way, you can get like the real-time weather reporting of like so many different marinas and cities and downtown areas because they have these like public use cameras, which is actually pretty cool. So just a little nerd nuance part of life, things that I've like discovered over the years, just creeping around on websites and just trying to get more details or learn things or look at, site maps or site plans or just the venue in general, right? I'm a nerd like that. I'm a logistical guy. I like planning so I know where I'm at, know where I'm going. And just like any crazy mobster, right? Know where the exits are. So whatever, dude. All right. So let's talk about, first off, Equip Expo. pretty much all the major brands, all the major companies are there. The Green Industry Expo, the GIE, was the name of the game for, I don't even know, folks, 35, 40 years, whatever it is, 45 years, I don't know. About 3 or so years ago, there was a changing of the guard. Somebody bought out somebody else, and they brought a lot of the conference administrative handling of it all in-house with the OPEI, and that's how you guys know Chris Kaiser and the greater part of Equip Expo and the Equip Expo team. They're all centered there in Louisville, Kentucky. Some of you guys were actually at the ribbon cutting ceremony when they opened up their offices there from what I believe they moved out of DC, Virginia area, which is the OPEI, is like the governing board that basically lobbies and advocates for us and the power equipment manufacturers. They relocated HQ into downtown Louisville, Kentucky. It was actually really, really cool. Offices, really, really fun downtown area, very swanky, very fun, and great people, great team there. So if you guys don't know what you're a part of, and frankly, I didn't either. Let me just explain it like this. When I got started cutting grass, I picked up a lawnmower. I borrowed my brother's Dodge Durango. I got a trimmer and a blower. I knew Home Depot. I knew Lowe's. I knew Weingart's. And I knew, passing out flyers and getting my 40 or 50 lawns and cutting 40 or 50 lawns a week. Like, that was the whole conversation. I knew of a couple of bigger companies in town. I knew of a couple national companies. I didn't know what a national company was, but I'm like, oh yeah, United or Brightview or, maybe a couple of the other big names, right? I knew of them, but I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know how that related. I didn't know how that triangulated or correlated to any of the other regional companies or subcontractor companies. I had no idea. Lawnmower wise, I knew there was Exmark lawnmowers because that was around town. And of course I knew John Deere just because John Deere's John Deere. But I didn't know of Ferris. I didn't know of Skag. I didn't know of Simplicity. I didn't know of Wright. I didn't know of Grasshopper. Right? I was 18, 19 years old, starting my lawn and landscape business. I didn't know anything about anything. I knew about Echo leaf blowers because I had a little Echo SRM 225 from Home Depot, the $189 special, right? I knew about steel chainsaws because of Timber Sports. I saw that on TV, I'm sure, once or twice, and still love to go. That'd actually be a pretty fun time. But that was it. I didn't know there was Husqvarna, I guess. Maybe have heard the name, but I didn't know there was Maruyama. I didn't know there was a half dozen other brands on the come up, from Ego to Cenex to Crest, right? I didn't know of all these other different brands. So I didn't know what I didn't know. I knew cutting grass. And then I actually will borrow a quick line from Jason Cromley, a guy who runs Hidden Creek over in Columbus, Ohio. Oftentimes, this is a $25 million landscape company with about 200 employees, and he'll be on an airplane and somebody says, hey, so what do you do? And he says, oh, I cut grass and have a landscaping company. And they go, oh, cool. Oh, so you guys cut grass? And he goes, well, yeah, sort of. I mean, we do a lot more stuff too. And they go, oh, fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. And you can kind of tell the tone or the demeanor of what that means. Like, hey, buddy, awesome. Good for you and your two guys. And they go, well, how many people do you have working for you? And Jason says, about 200. And they go, holy cow. 200 people working for your company. That's a $25 million company. That's a big deal. You can make a career. You can make an industry business, something that you stake your name in the ground and your company in the ground. You could build wealth in the green industry, like Mark Bradley and so many other great people have, Corey Ballard, Troy Clogg. You can make money in your business and make money for the company and have an awesome legacy. That's huge. But if you don't know, you don't know, right? I didn't really think that was an opportunity or a possibility. I just wanted to get out of my job, make some money, and just pay the bills, right? I don't know if anybody can relate, but I wasn't trying to be a social media influencer. I wasn't trying to be a guru. I wasn't trying to create a Facebook membership, right? These are all things that came later because there's a lot of friends and buddies that want to link up and partner up, and people want access to knowledge, and we can get some great special industry leaders on. And some of that's pay to play, of course. I mean, you got to pay for access. That's just, you get what you pay for. Well, if you're getting it all for free, you never know what you're going to get, right? I didn't know any of that, though, when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, right? I was literally just cutting grass, and as long as my income matched what I was making or spending or whatever you want to call it, back from my True Green days, then I liked the green industry. That was my buy-in, and that was my sold-outness. Well, for 10, 12 years, I was in the dark ages, cutting grass, doing the deal, burning up engines, trying to figure out trucks. Wasn't a whole lot of social media stuff, wasn't a whole lot of YouTube, wasn't a whole lot of anything. And then one day in 2016, 2017, somehow, some way, I found some YouTube videos about lawn care and lawn care business owners, right? How to have a better lawn care business. And the reviews were remedial. The business advice was remedial. it was still the wild, wild west of YouTube. YouTube is still the wild, wild west, but it was the very, very cutting through the rainforest, hacking down the Yosemite, rainforest, whatever you call it, wild, wild west. Okay, this is the Oregon Trail 2015, 16, 17, and especially for long career YouTube people. Today, everybody's a guru. Today, everybody's an industry influencer, good or bad or ugly. Everybody's got their shtick. Everybody's got a group. Everybody's got a posse, and everybody's got big egos, and everybody's a celebrity diva. And that's fine. And I'm sure I get lumped into there just as much as anybody else. But that being said, this was 2016 YouTube. This was 2016 Lawn Care. It was very humble. It was very casual. It was very, just make videos because you enjoyed making videos. Not make videos because you're getting sponsored. Not make videos because you're trying to put one guy down to put yourself up, which I've never really tried to do any of the above. I've always truthfully tried to stay true north. But a lot of folks get lost along the way, and there's been javelins thrown at everybody every which way. But YouTube today, a little bit more of a commercial product. Okay, but 2016, 2017 YouTube, and the community, I will even call it back then, was actually pretty tight. Today, there's factions, people hate each other, other people cause drama. It's just wild. I've always tried to stay true north and make it Camelot here for you guys. And maybe that's why we sold almost 100 tickets our first day of Launchpreneur Academy Live going on sale. And maybe that's why Energize pulls in 350 people that I get to host and have some great people on a panel with me. Because you guys know what you're going to get when you talk to Fullerton, when Fullerton's putting out content for you. Okay, we try to always show love. We try to always show compassion. We always try to think about you guys. And we always don't forget where we came from. And I really, really do mean that. I want to say that on the record. So 2016, 2017 YouTube, there's a lot of fun stuff going on. And I got caught up in the hype of this thing getting promoted to me that I saw on a couple other guys promoting videos on about Equip Expo. And I was like, Equip Expo, what is that? Right? And I just talked about for just a couple quick minutes. It's a Super Bowl of what we all attend, the largest trade show and conference of the year. That's hosted down in Louisville, Kentucky, like I said, in the fall, October timeframe. And there is the better part of 1 million square feet of convention center that hosts pretty much everything and everybody, and then some related to the green industry. The Toros are there, the Steels are there, the Exmarks are there, the Wrights are there. All of you guys that have been there for a couple of years are there. All the industry leaders are there. The dealers are there. The distributors are there, right? There's a lot of moving parts to make up the green industry, from a manufacturer to an engineer to a designer, the companies, the distributors, the dealers, and then us, right? There's a lot that goes on. Of course, your favorite social media people are there. The media in general are there. It's a lot of fun. Well, that's about 1 million square feet that's hosted down in Louisville for about 3+ days. By the way, you can get your ticket. Think promo code Brian saves you half off. Well, I don't even know what it is anymore. It's probably $15 off. And your ticket's $15 or $30, whatever. The early bird was for, about 6, 8, 12 weeks. I think that went away and the next tier is up now. So it's whatever, $30 and your ticket's $15. Big deal. You got a couple more weeks to cash in on that before it does start actually doubling and then doubling again. Because then it's like $60. And then at the door, it's like $120. And they don't honor codes or coupon codes at the door. So for the love of God, whether you buy your ticket for $12, $15, $30, for the love of God, just buy a ticket if you think you're going to go, because last thing you're going to do is wait to the door 400 people deep and pay retail at $120. There's nobody listening to our show that needs to do that. Nobody listening to any show that needs to do that. Okay. So 1 million+ square feet, 40+ acres outside. Every brand is there. Every SKU, arguably for each brand, is there, right? Like maybe you do a dealer open house or a show, and you see like, hey, Exmark's got the new Vertex there and a Laser Z there. Okay, but there's like 7 other products in the Exmark lineup, from the aeration lineup to the fertilization, equipment lineup to other products in the future lineup. Like, a dealer open house or even your local regional show is only going to have 2, 3, 4 SKUs. At the booths, Hustler will have everything. Cub Cadet will have everything. John Deere will have everything. John Deere actually had always has a really cool booth, but they had a couple of brand new mowers last year, which was awesome. Outside of all their regular equipment and the tractors and the gators and all this other mess, right? Like, it's a big deal. It's a lot of fun. So it's a great time to shop. It's a great time to plan. And it's a great time to just let your mind be creative on seeing what else is out there to help you grow a more successful company. If you're like, hey, I got to start looking at tractors. Well, there's 6, 7, 8 different tractor brands: Bobcat, Coyote, LS, Kubota. I'm sure I'm missing a couple. John Deere, and then 4 or 5 other on the up and coming brands, or just companies that maybe are more European and they're not in the United States, but they do sell here. Right? That's a great time to go do your research and go say, hey, okay, I want a tractor next spring of 2025. Let me look at all the different brands out there. Let me see all the financing options, or if I'm just paying cash options out there. All right, it's a great time to do your homework, great time to do your research. Okay, so I don't want to do a huge heavy promotion on Equip Expo. I will just say it's a lot of fun. Number one, you don't know what you're a part of. I'm talking the green industry. You don't know really what you're a part of until you go there and you see that's a $4 billion company. That's a $1 billion company. That's a $500 million company. That's a $25 million company. Look at all the SKUs at that brand. Look at all the SKUs at this brand. Holy cow. Look at Steel's booth, Echo's booth, Red Max, Husqvarna. I mean, it's a lot. Then you start walking around and you say, well, that guy runs a $25 million company. That guy's got a $15 million company. That group of guys over there run a $100 million company. That guy over there is one of 4 people responsible for purchasing for a $1 billion company. That's the $1 billion tree company. And oh, by the way, that's the big landscape company who, by the way, the difference between first and second on the top 100 is $1 billion. Big deal companies. And they're out there walking the show. And you can make friends and you can shake hands with these people and you can ask them questions. It's absolutely freaking wild. So, Equip Expo 2024. I'll be there pretty much for the week. It's going to be a really good time. We usually come in on Monday or Tuesday and we take the 3 days, go to the show. Usually it's a half day Wednesday. Usually it's an all day Thursday. And then usually it's a half day Friday. You know, make plans for dinner before or after, of course, the conference. Make plans now, by the way, if you guys, just a little inside baseball. If you're going to your favorite steakhouse or Brazilian steakhouse or breakfast place, find and make reservations now. Don't make them the day of, the week of, or even the month of. They will be booked. I've already got all my dinner reservations figured out. I'm not a big deal. I've been to the mill a couple of times. And, you know, even if you're trying to go to Applebee's 2 miles down the road from the KEC, it's booked. It's booked, right? So you're going to come up short. So get your ticket, get your hotel, and figure out your travel arrangements. And by the way, find a group of people to go with. Find your dude. Find your guy. Find the people local to you that are coming on out. Find friends, make friends. You know, if you're a teenager, there's like the teenager posse group, man. There's like 20, 30, 40, 50 of these kids now. They're just always walking around and wandering around and getting in the trouble and riding the stupid scooters around town and making a muck. You guys know who you are. But you know what? That's fun. That's cool. And, you know, you guys stick together and there's strength in numbers and you guys keep each other responsible and accountable and making good choices and not being stupid. All right? Like, you remember, you're representing your company and the green industry. Let's be a class act in town. Like, that's an important thing. And I really do believe that and respect that, okay, about who we are as a group coming into this city, right? 30,000 of us descending on Louisville, Kentucky. We don't want them to say, hey, the real estate conference people were super cool. The network marketing people were really cool. The 15-year-old cheerleader competition families were really cool. The volleyball group was really cool. Kids Little League was really cool. All those lawn care people, yeah, they're jerks. And they're leaving beer bottles everywhere. And they're swearing up a storm. You know, like, we don't want to be those people. So let's be a classy group in a classy industry, okay? So Louisville, Kentucky, October 15th through the 18th. If you don't know, now you know. There's a lot more we can talk about, a lot more we can share for sure. I can probably do another 2 hours on Equip Expo. We did a podcast episode with the OPEI president, Chris Kaiser, just a couple of weeks ago. If you want to go backtrack just a couple of episodes, you can hear more from Chris about the latest and greatest and everything that they got going on. And they really do put a lot of time and effort into this thing. I think you guys are really going to love it. That being said, let's talk about Launchpreneur Academy Live for 5 minutes and we'll button this up really quick. If you guys don't know, November 2nd, let me rephrase that. If you guys don't know, November 2nd, Novi, Michigan, we can't wait to host you guys up here for the largest peer-led industry trade show and conference, in my opinion, of the year. It's going to be a 100% awesome time. And I am always, of course, the guy promoting and telling you guys how awesome it's going to be. And I promote very little, but the stuff that I do promote, I'm going to really just try to help you guys knock it out of the park so you guys understand the value that's available for you. But November 2nd, the first day we sold tickets, there's 90 tickets that sold. It's got to speak for something. That's just not me trying to sell the event. That's me trying to tell you guys, hey, people who have been there before, they're coming on back, and there's got to be a reason why. Now, let's just talk about brass tacks for just a couple quick minutes, then we'll button this thing up. First off, get your ticket at launchpreneuracademy.com/store. A ticket right now, early bird, is $249. That'll go through, I think, September 17th, whatever it is, Tuesday or whatever. And then after that, it's $297. So, you know, save $50, get your ticket now. And that, of course, really does help us with planning and having a head count. Really making sure that we have, 85% of the tickets sold before the early bird price ends. So we kind of know that we don't have this huge influx, right? And got to get more prints and marketing materials and chairs and change the banquet order, all that mess. Like if you guys have ever planned an event personally or a wedding or a church thing, you guys know like knowing where you're at numbers wise is very, very helpful. So I'll just say, if you guys can be a blessing to us and get your ticket, if you know you're going to go, just get it now. Okay. But for the long story short, Friday night, we're going to have a jam session, just a little bit of a mixer. We're dropping it down in gear. We used to go out. What I've heard, and the number one piece of feedback is people want to hang out, network, and keep it casual Friday night. And we're going to do that. We're going to have the Platinum Ballroom at the Suburban Collection Showplace. It's 2 conference rooms down. We'll have music. We'll have fun. We'll have giveaways. We'll have some food and hors d'oeuvres. And that'll be just a good time to just hang out, be casual, play some games, win some prizes. Okay, we're really looking forward to that. Saturday, not doing a huge promotion here, but I'll just tell you, Saturday, doors are going to open at 8. The table for registration to get your badges at 7:30. The conference itself doesn't start until 8:30. So depending on when you get down there, you got a half hour to an hour where you get to network and have some fun. Okay, so you get to meet people and go meet the speakers before they share. Go meet a Mark Bradley or a Jeff Joyner or a Sam Rankin, okay? Like these guys are available to you. They're casual, regular, normal dudes. And so go strike up a conversation. You know, it's going to be a really, really good time to network. The conference itself goes from 8:30 to 5:30. And this year, we're going to have just an all-star studded lineup of speakers for you guys. And what we're doing is a few less speakers, but giving them more time to share. And one thing that I will tell you guys, honestly, that I am really excited about is that this year, we're putting more intentional thought into the conference than, for real, any other conference before. And let me quantify that. Before, I used to just invite Sam Rankin or a Sam Gamble or a Mark Bradley or a Jeff Joyner or a Corey Ballard and just say, hey, man, you guys are awesome. You built tremendous companies. You need no introduction. Here's 35 minutes. Talk to people about success. And they, of course, dial it into 2 or 3 topics. And hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I'm like, yeah, that'll run. That sounds great. Everybody could learn from that. The problem is that by 4 o'clock, you know, when you get to the last speaker, he's already regurgitating what 80% of has already been shared for that day at the conference, right? So what we're going to do now is have a speaker conference call, pick topics, pick subtopics, and everybody can talk about 20% of the same stuff, because leadership or having a great attitude, like that stuff is fundamental. But now the other 80% doesn't have to be overlap, and we can get more dialed into topics and nuance about how to grow a successful lawn and landscaping company. How cool is that? So again, I'm telling you, the reason this conference is going to be even better, quote unquote, than last year is because we're being more intentional with it. And we're doing whatever we can to make sure that we're covering topics and conversations that you guys want to have brought up. So again, send me feedback about anything you guys want to hear more about as you guys are going through the ringer, growing your lawn and landscaping company, okay? So I'll go through the speaker list here in just a quick second, but 8:30 to 5:30 is the main conference. Dinner's all on you guys, but lunch, we got you taken care of. We got a 3 o'clock pretzel break. We've changed up the appetizer. It's always fun. It's pretzels one year, hot dogs and popcorn the next year. You know, we just like changing it up and get some different food in there. But we'll feed you. We'll get you drinks. It'll be a good time. The hotel accommodations, by the way, the host hotel sold out in the first half hour. 50 rooms gone, boom, just like that. We have the hotel, Overflow Hotel. The registration link will be provided to you once you get your ticket. So we already got the backup hotel. We have a backup hotel. Last year we had a backup hotel. Okay, I'm telling you guys, if you're listening in and you're like, oh, is this like a hype thing? It's like, who's actually coming to this thing? About 450 people. Like, it's a big deal conference. And not because of anything I'm doing, I'm telling you that. It's because of who's there. You guys, and of course, the great speakers and sponsors, okay? So get your ticket. And then last thing I'll say is Sunday, usually we have these cool masterclass breakout sessions. They're about 20 people. It's extra money. It's $249 for the extra ticket. It's a private 3-hour look, closed doors, no recording, no video, just raw, intimate conversation and Q&A. Usually we have a couple speakers sticking around. This year we've had Sam Gamble, his sold out in a half hour. We have Mark Bradley, his sold out that day. And Jeff Jordan probably has about a half dozen tickets left, and then he's pretty much all wrapped up for his 20 seats. So if you want to get them. And the masterclass ticket on the website does include the main LAL Day ticket. So it's a double tap, but that way you only have to do one checkout, and you got both tickets, okay? So that's Sunday morning. There's a couple of those left. If you guys haven't got your tickets and you still want to go check out not only the main conference, but the breakout with Jeff, I invite you guys to do that. Let me do this really quick. I'll give you the speakers, and then we're buttoning this thing up. I cannot wait to have you guys there in Novi, Michigan. It's going to be a phenomenal time. I know there's 2 different events going on in the fall. Which one do I pick? If you want to see more equipment and you guys want to see more of like a shopping list and you want to see what you're a part of, go to Equip Expo. Equip Expo to me is at least a once and done kind of an event. But you know what? If you go every year, every other year, every third year, go. It's a great time. Do you need to go every year? Not necessarily. I do a bunch of crap with social media, so naturally I go. My company's growing. We're always shopping, so I do want to go. I do want to see latest and greatest. So for my family and I, in my company, we do go every year. But if you're not super involved in like being a social media influencer, I think going every other year, every third year is totally appropriate. Now, here's what I will say. If your company's growing, if you're growing, if you want to grow, LEL for me is a non-negotiable. That's an every year thing. I'm biased. I'm sure there's an element of that because it's our conference, right? Let's be honest. But I'll just tell you, like, that's where you're going to learn how to take those mowers that you're buying from Equip Expo and learn how to actually make money with them at LEL. How to grow a team, how to grow an organization, how to structure things, how to price things, how to deal with difficult people on your team, how to cast the vision, what equipment to buy, all that kind of mess. That's the brass tacks. That's the how-to, and that's available at LEL. That's where you can pick the mind of a Jeff Joyner, a Mark Bradley, a Jeff Jordan, all these different guys, right, to help you grow your company. So, honest answer, if you want to buy and shop for equipment, go to Equip. If you want to learn how to network and grow a successful company, go to LEL. Honestly, if you got the ability and the funds to do both, go to both. They're both great. I don't want to pit one against the other. They both just serve different roles. Does that make sense? So here's the last thing I'll say. Let's talk about the speaker sponsors and we'll line this thing up and wrap this thing up, I should say. Sponsors, Exmark, Boss Snowplow, SureTrack, Kelly & Sons, and LMN. Super grateful for their partnership and commitment to LEL. We couldn't do it without them. So pretty much every hour on the hour, it's speaker sponsor, speaker sponsor, speaker sponsor, speaker sponsor lunch, speaker sponsor break, speaker sponsor over. Okay, it's going to be a really, really good time. It goes fast, but I'm telling you what, you will take pages and pages of notes for sure. Let's wrap up with the speakers. Sam Rankin, Edge Outdoor. I could do an individual 5-minute promotion on each of these guys. I'll save it for another episode. Maybe I'll get these guys on over the next 5 months and we can get a little sneak peek of what their talk might be. But I'll just go through the list really quick. Sam Rankin, Etch Outdoor over there in Ankeny, Iowa. You guys know Sam. Pat Murray and Ken Deemer. They own Local Roots. Some of the coolest dudes by far over there in Pittsburgh. $8 million company. Phenomenal guys. Phenomenal communicators. They really, really do care, and they have the heart of a teacher. I can't wait to have them in to share. We've got an up-and-coming morning panel. That was something we added last year. So much great feedback. You know, yes, there's going to be guys on stage with $2 million, $5 million, $10 million, $20 million companies, but what about the guy that went from $200,000 to $400,000, went from 2 guys to 6 guys, and his company's expanding and crushing it? Like, that guy's just as successful as a Mark Bradley, in my opinion. He's growing. He's trying to put in dues and make this thing happen. Well, yeah, absolutely. We heard you guys loud and clear. We had 6 or 7 people on that panel last year. It was phenomenal, little 30, 40 minute, emceed by, I think it was Corey Ballard and Blake Albertson with B&B. Like, that was awesome. So we're going to run that back, and we're going to get some of you guys on there. So a little crowd participation, and here's some, maybe some folks at our level, right? People running 200, 500, maybe $1 million company. I think that'll be really fun, really cool. We're going to try that again. Sam Gemble with Atlas Outdoor. I'm pretty sure Sam was the most requested person to come on back from last year. The dude absolutely knocked it out. I always joke, we can't afford John Maxwell, so instead we got Sam Gemble, right? Call him my mini Maxwell. But he's going to be talking about how to grow a company. Again, $10 million plus company, Atlas Outdoor, Flint, Michigan. If he can build a $10 million company in Flint, Michigan, folks, you guys can do it too. I'm just telling you, okay? Of course, we've got the GOATs, Mark Bradley. He's going to be talking about his experience growing different sized companies and how you have to develop as a leader. I've already talked to Mark a little bit about his topic. Alone would be worth the $249. Okay? Liz and myself, we're going to share for a few minutes. Then we've got our keynote, Mr. Jeff Joyner. And if you guys know Jeff, you know Jeff. Jeff is an amazing individual. He is a professional salesman, a professional motivational speaker, was the #1 Campbell Sales Super Rep for like 10 years in a global top 50 company. He is like, for real, his stats and his bio on LinkedIn could be 2 paragraphs. Like, he is very, very successful in his own right. And he's been keynoting our conference for a couple of years in a row. And he is a crowd favorite. You guys love him. He'll make you laugh. He'll make you cry. He'll make you think. And then he'll help you get outside of your own comfort zone, help you get out of your own way. And that's Jeff's gift. That's Jeff's ability. And he's just seriously one of the best I've ever heard at speaking. If you guys have heard like Les Giblin or whatever, Les Brown and the all the different motivational speakers, I should say, on YouTube over the years, like, Jeff is a guy like that. His legacy is going to be tremendous by the time his impact is done on this planet. So you guys cannot miss Jeff alone. All right. That's what I got for you guys on this quick little promo. I'm very excited about both, as you guys can imagine. LEL, obviously a little biased. It is a big deal thing. There's a lot of great conferences that go out over the years. I'm not going to say one's better than the other, nothing like that. I'll just tell you from my experience, from my dedication to what we're bringing to you guys. A lot of you know my personality type and just what I've said before is I'm a people pleaser, right? What do they say? My whole ethos is under promise and over deliver. And so I want to make sure you guys are feeling like you got your couple $100 out of this thing. So I'm doing everything I can to make sure that it's the well-ran event, very orchestrated, and we give you guys the most value you can get on a Saturday afternoon, okay? Don't give me this, I got to leave cleanup, or I got to go take care of the kids, or I got this, or it's hunting season. Don't give me any of that nonsense, okay? You guys owe it to yourself. You deserve it. Your team deserves it. Your wife deserves it. You guys have been pouring it out all year for everybody else. Please, for the love of God, I beg you. This is the only part I'll say I'll beg. I beg you, please take a weekend and fill your cup back up. This is where you do it. Learn everything you can that day, that weekend. Apply it over the fall, winter season, and then come smoking into this thing in spring of 2025. All right? And that's really going to give you the catalyst of growth and equip you to help make sure that 2025 is your best year ever. All right, that's what I got for you guys. I love you. I appreciate you guys. We can't wait to see you there. Get your ticket, launchpreneuracademy.com/store. We'll leave a link in the description for Equip Expo registration. Promo code Brian will save you 50%. Guys, we can't wait to hear and catch up with you guys here on the next episode. Thanks.
You're working hard to grow your lawn and landscaping business. You deserve footwear and apparel that works as hard as you and makes your life a little easier. Cujo Yardware has been listening to the lawn care community and is working to offer you the best gear. They started with the Cujo Yard Shoe, the hybrid shoe boot designed for mowing, trimming, and landscaping. After hearing the need for a safety toe, Cujo launched the Composite Toe X1 Landscape Boot. Thanks to your feedback, Cujo introduced the Jags, a high-performance work shoe that just pulls on with no lacing needed. And most recently, Cujo listened to the lawn care community to create the ultimate summer work pants, the light, breathable, and comfortable Cujo Yard Pants. Cujo Yardware is dedicated to the green industry and will keep working hard to offer you the right gear. Check them out at Cujo.com, Kujo.com. Before you turn off the podcast, there are two things that we believe you will be highly interested in. First, if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you'll want to subscribe to our free email newsletter. It shows up in your inbox 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. The second thing is we have just launched Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Now you can be a part of an exclusive community that links you to those who can help you grow in your lawn care business. Joining Lawntrepreneur Link will give you the tools that you need to stay accountable, get real-time expert advice, and find belonging in a community of folks who are passionate about the lawn care industry just like you. Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com to learn how Link membership gives you unique access to monthly hangouts, bidding hour calls, coaching calls, expert lessons, and more. Stay ahead of the curve and level up your business with a membership to the Lawntrepreneur Academy Link. Find an easy-to-use link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.